All right, we are back with some more commentary for 2v8 mode, and this mode has been extended. Unfortunately, it is going away soon. I saw Choi, who's another DBD YouTuber, say that in a tweet on Twitter that he really will not feel like playing 1v4 once this mode goes, and I am in complete agreement. I don't think I'll play the game once 2v8 goes away because of 1v4 will just feel like way too much of a drag. It'll be too... It won't be fun, is the easiest and simplest way to say it. It just won't be fun. This mode has been so much more enjoyable. It's just going back to the old 1v4 mode. It's just... It is not something which I am desirous to do. So I will definitely be looking at other games. I believe the Level 0 Extraction game is going live soon, if not already. So I'll be looking into that. You can actually play as the alien monster with another teammate. So it's kind of like this. Unfortunately, I've been also just seeing so many people complain on YouTube and on Twitter about this mode, and people think I complained. You just search YouTube for DBD 2v8, and any of the videos you find will come up. You'll see at least one video complaining about it, and it's very frustrating because they're only complaining about it because of the queue times. Queue times can be fixed. Queue times aren't that big a deal because they eventually will get better. The main reason the queue times are so bad, people think it's because not enough people are playing Survivor. No, it's not that. It's because there are only 5 killers available to use. And you can't have 2 of the same killer in a match. So I think it's more to do with the very limited amount of killers that people are able to play as, because the server is going to be looking for a match for you where the killer you select, obviously the other person playing his killer is not the same killer as you. And that takes a lot of time because there's only 5 killers to choose from. I've seen, I think a lot of people are playing a Survivor. I don't think the fact that people are saying, well, not enough people are queuing up Survivor, I really don't think that's the case. I think it's more so that the fact that the server is trying to match you with someone who isn't using the same killer you are. And since there's only 5, it's taking much longer for that to happen. I think if they added all the killers to this mode, it would be queue times would be very reasonable. They wouldn't be long at all. I don't know why they didn't add all the killers. I mean, it's a chaotic mess anyway. You might as well just see what happens when you add all the killers. It's not really going to be any more chaotic than it is now. Well, I'm just disgusted with the amount of content creators who are complaining about this mode, where it's the most fun this game has ever had. The most fun mode this game has ever had in it. It's the biggest thing that's ever happened to this game, and it's made the game much more enjoyable for me. And I'm just appalled at people complaining about just for the queue times. I mean, if you're streaming this and you're complaining about the queue times, then you really shouldn't be streaming, because there are things you can do while waiting in a queue. That's what YouTube's for. You can bring up a YouTube video, do a react video. Hell, if you're trying to learn a new killer, bring up a video on people who play that killer a lot that you want to learn. You can play word games. There are things you can do instead of just complaining about the queue times. It's just really disappointing how this community doesn't seem to think about these things. They don't come up with a solution. They just want to complain. Now, when I complain about things that I think they should be changing, that really the person playing the game can't influence. It's the developers who have to change it, and there are a lot of things I wish they would implement this in this game that would make the game more fair. But if there's a situation like with queue times, I'm not going to complain. I'm going to find a solution. And for me, it's just been watching YouTube videos. I mean, if I want to get better with a certain killer, I'll bring up a killer tutorial video. I mean, it's not hard to figure these things out. And yet all I see and hear are people complaining. So it's very, I don't know, it's very disappointing that people can't seem to have any creative thought anymore about what to do about a problem that is, to a certain extent, within their control and they can mitigate. But this mode is extremely fun. I'm just not going to be able to go back to the 1v4 grind after this. I mean, this mode fixes so many things that are wrong with the game. Even just the mere fact that you can just stomp survivors and they get caged versus taking so much time to actually hook survivors. It's a huge time waste actually picking up a survivor and going to a hook. And even more so if you're using scourge hooks. You have to try to make it to one of those. I think this cage mechanic should become base, and I really don't care about survivors that say, well, you can't get flashlight saves, or you can't sabotage hooks, or blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you can't bully killers. How horrible for you. Yeah. I think there's just the mechanics in this mode solve so many problems with the base mode. And it's just so much more fun. So much more enjoyable. They said they will be bringing it back, from what I understand. Oh, come on, you're not giving up. Well, you're the last one left. So. They say they will be bringing it back. If they do, they better include all killers. I think that will greatly reduce the amount of time you're waiting in queue. Other than that, I wouldn't really change a whole lot. It's very... Oh, no, we've got... a survivor who's very salty, as usual. Very entitled. Oh, touch grass, yes. Brain dead reply. Can't debate, so has to use a brain dead bot reply. I don't understand survivors complaining about killers doing their objective. It's like, you're doing your objective. I guess I should say go touch grass if you're doing a generator, right? You should, you need some sunlight because you're doing nothing but gens. Which is what you should be doing as Survivor. Just like the killer should be killing survivors as killer. It's that simple. But yeah, we've got more entitled survivors. It's a real shame. And you can tell they don't play killer. It's pretty obvious. Just whining and whining and whining. Oh, don't care. You obviously do if you care enough to cry about it in endgame chat. Yeah, I mean, it's like you obviously do care if you're whining. But yeah, survivors do gens in a efficient manner, and they're all praised. Killers tried to do their objective in an efficient manner, and it's like, go touch grass. Yeah. It is really the double standards in this community with these people. It's very sad. But yeah, this is what happens, when you have a player base that is so coddled by the developers. They feel entitled to winning all the time. So, it really is a shame. All right. Well, we will have more 2v8 games coming up. Leave a like, subscribe. Stay tuned for the next video.